Since 1939, Southwest Electric Cooperative has been community-focused with a mission of serving our members. We'd like to take you through a reflection of the past 80 years of your electric cooperative, how some things have changed and why some things remain the same today. Southwest has grown from the first meeting in a courthouse with a handful of local folks who saw a need to bring an improved quality of life to their rural area, to 4 full-service offices and a service territory that spans parts of 11 counties. From the first energized line that turned the lights on for about 20 homes, we have grown to more than 5,400 miles of line to serve more than 41,000 homes, farms, businesses, schools, and tourist destinations. I can't be sure those founding members would have imagined all the changes to their cooperative 80 years later, but I am sure the same business model they created stands firm today. Some of the many reasons Southwest has stood the test of time are the expansion of the services we offer, improvements in equipment and technology, maintaining local control with members who understand our rural communities, our partnerships with other cooperatives, improvements in safety and protective equipment for employees and the public, but the lifeblood of your electric cooperative comes from the passionate and dedicated people who work every day to ensure our members' needs and expectations are met. The heart of the cooperative is our employees. Without these skilled and devoted people, our cooperative would not have experienced the success it has over the past 80 years. Today, Southwest has 80 employees at 4 offices. The present headquarters was constructed in 1952 and at the time was on the outskirts of Oliver. Our second office was constructed in Hickory County, just north of Preston, in 1957. The same year, construction of the Pomme de Terre Dam began. Our third office, located in rural Camden County, was built in 1989 due to the growth of services on the Lake of the Ozarks. Our fourth and most recent office, located in Greene County, just north of Springfield, was constructed in 2001 to improve service to members in the southern portion of our service territory. The dedication and hard work of the employees who staff these offices is proven year in and year out. Southwest is one of the leanest cooperatives in the state and nation with respect to how many employees we have to serve our members. This is one of the many ways we work to keep the cost we can control to a minimum. This means our employees must work in a team effort to ensure the job gets done safely and efficiently. 2 areas where teamwork has been critical over the past 80 years is our operations and engineering departments.
1939 through 2019 marks 80 years of evolution for Southwest Electric.
December 7th, 1941.
Our beginning came at the heels of the Great Depression and at the forefront of World War II. Our country provided men, women, materials, and resources to back the war effort. Even with the shortages of some materials and workforce, Southwest began its journey from infancy to prominent electric utility. Our first poles were set to bring lines out of the Burns substation owned by Empire District Electric. Early construction was done by hand with shovels and hoists and pikes, and one of the early linemen's preferred methods of dynamite. There was not an overabundance of money in our rural community, but there was a vision of what could be and an uncompromising will to achieve it. Over the years, Southwest Electric Cooperative and the area we serve grew and changed. The landscape territory gained infrastructure including roads, major highways, and lakes such as Pomme de Terre, Stockton, Truman, Lake of the Ozarks, and Fellows. These lakes, now seen as cornerstones of many communities, were not in existence in Southwest's infancy. Early linemen built in service into farms and businesses that they would later remove to make way for the waters of these area lakes. Linemen's tools evolved from pikes, mules, to trucks with A-frame riggings powered by PTO winches, to hydraulic digger and bucket trucks capable of installing an anchor without digging a hole. Paper and notepads and number 2 pencils have been traded in for mobile tablets that relay information to and from the field instantly. All steps toward making the jobs more efficient and safe. While the ever-versatile climbing hooks changed very little over the decades and are still used to climb poles when bucket trucks can't access them. Early engineers used compass, steel measuring tapes, and tripods to design the lines that were to be built. These early engineers relied on the Earth's magnetic field to guide the compass and tedious hand measurements to calculate the distances. Now, lasers and computers using satellites calculate positions for poles and anchors in a matter of seconds. Early system maps were hand-drawn sketches using scales for distance. Today, maps are computer-generated and can be duplicated, shared, and modified easily. As expectations for the level of service rise, we will strive to meet those expectations by providing a safe, reliable, and affordable service for our members.
One area that has seen perhaps more change than any is in information technology, literally going from non-existence to now being a part of nearly every aspect of the cooperative.
Prior to when I began working at Southwest, almost every business process we had was done by hand without computers. When I started in 1986, we had one computer system the size of 2 large deep freezers. All member account information was done by hand. Accounting and inventory work was also done by hand. In the 1990s, we began shifting to computers for member account records, payments, and service orders, which improved efficiencies, although much of the daily task still remained by hand. As the capability of the internet continued to expand, more possibilities began to present themselves to the cooperative. Today, our systems provide many services we simply were unable to offer just 10 years ago. Our employees also now have tools to more efficiently serve our members, from signing up for service to issuing a capital credit check. Of course, with all this change comes challenges. We were fortunate to have partners at our power suppliers and our state and national organizations, which work as a team to ensure we are providing a secure means for members to do business with us. All in all, there has been a long road of changes, and many more will surely follow. As President John F. Kennedy said, "Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future."
Our Member Services Department has also seen many changes over the years. One thing that hasn't changed is their commitment to our members. Every day, these dedicated employees work to meet our members' needs.
Since I've been a part of Southwest, I've had the privilege of being a part of several milestones in its 80-year history. A milestone that has had one of the largest impact on the level of service we provide is our automated metering system, which we completed in 2008. It has given us many more tools to help our members manage their electric account. Many of us can remember how we used to read our meter each month, fill out the ticket book, figure our bill, then make a payment by either mailing it in or bringing it to the office. Since then, it has opened the door for services we didn't even know we'd be offering in a few short years. It has allowed us to offer 24-hour automated billing, automated payments, accept credit and debit cards, and yes, you can still mail your payments or bring it by any of our offices. Other advancements have allowed us to offer 24-hour services and member interaction, such as energy usage tracking and weather data alerts and reminders by text and email. We now have the ability to better interact with our members during a power outage. In our early years, I've heard how members would mail in a postcard or letter letting us know their power was off, and we were in the area to stop by and fix it. We all expect and deserve better service today. Not all power outages are found and reported immediately by our members. Through our automated meters, we are able to check every meter every day to detect services that may be experiencing a power outage. If any meter does not respond, we dispatch a crew and in many cases have service restored when some members don't even know it was off. When we can call a farmer and let them know we got services restored to their water well that serves their livestock herd before they had found it off, that is very powerful. Or when power to a member's lake home gets restored during the week and they arrive for the weekend, not to find a freezer of spoiled food, but instead a home that's ready to enjoy. That's value-added service. Without the leadership of our board of directors to invest in automated metering, none of this would be possible. Taking service to our members into the future is our mobile app. I don't believe 80 years ago our members would have ever imagined being able to manage their electric account 24 hours a day from their smartphone. The mobile app has increased our level of service to all our members, especially our younger members. Another thing we take pride in at Southwest are the 7 cooperative principles. One of the most powerful of these is concern for community. Putting this principle to action, we have given back to our communities in many ways. Our Take Control and Save rebate program, a partnership with our power supplier since 2008, has paid back to our members more than $1.5 million in rebates, energy efficiency measures, and home energy audits. I'm also proud of how your co-op gives back to our area youth. Nearly every summer since the 1960s, Southwest has sponsored 2 high school students to Washington, D.C. on the Electric Cooperative Youth Tour, and 2 more on the Cooperative Youth Conference and Leadership Experience in Jefferson City. We also support county fairs, local Future Farmers of America, and many other organizations our youth are involved in. Being a cooperative, we not only talk about what a cooperative should be, but we live it, because these are our communities too.
A consistent and unrelenting effort by your board of directors, management team, and employees to manage your assets effectively has ensured the financial condition of your cooperative has continued to strengthen through the years.
Like most cooperatives, Southwest Electric's story begins with the approval of its first loan in 1939 from the Rural Electrification Administration. That initial loan of $319,000 financed the first pieces of the cooperative system, and by December 1940, almost 600 members were receiving electric service. I can't help but wonder if those early members could even come close to imagining the changes the following 80 years would bring. Today, that system serves more than 41,000 meters, spans 5,400 miles, and consists of a total utility plant of nearly $200 million. Perhaps a better question is whether those members could have guessed that the cooperative they spent 5 hard-earned dollars to join, almost $100 in today's money, would become one of the most financially sound in the country. One of the best decisions within the last 80 years involves Southwest's participation in an ownership collaboration referred to as the 3-tiered system. This arrangement, which arose from the need to secure larger and more reliable generation sources, was created when Southwest and our statewide counterparts banded together to form Associated Electric Cooperative. Through this combining of resources, a foundation for affordable and reliable generation was created. What I see as the system's best feature is the minimal degrees of separation between the members at the end of the line and the decision makers at every board table along the way. With the cost of purchase power consuming nearly 2/3 of every dollar of revenue, having member representation at each tier is critical to ensuring the delivery of dependable, low-cost electric service. As superior as the 3-tiered system is, regulating power costs is still a challenge. Many uncontrollable factors, including changes in government regulations, can drastically affect the price members pay for power. To counter such obstacles, the directors, management team, and employees instead focus their attention on expenses that are containable. Southwest has excelled at keeping its manageable costs low. For almost 2 decades, without exception, Southwest has recorded some of the lowest operating costs in the United States. On average, only 5 to 6% of the nation's 800+ electric cooperatives incur lower operating and total service costs per consumer than Southwest Electric. The founding members were no doubt nervous to sign that first REA loan agreement for what would be almost $6 million in today's money. Assuming that much liability to organize a mostly unproven business plan in the sparsely populated countryside was risky. I'm sure some questioned whether the benefits outweighed the costs. Thankfully, those individuals had the will to press on. A quick glance at the cooperative's present-day financial statements reveal a success story 80 years in the making. An emphasis on keeping expenses minimized and rates low has led to strong members' equity and positioned us for success as we embark on the next 80 years.
As CEO and General Manager, I am most appreciative of the leadership of our Board of Directors and the dedicated employees of Southwest who have helped us deliver reliable, affordable, and safe energy to our rural communities over the past 80 years. As we move forward to the next 80 years of service to our members, we will continue our commitment to be community-focused with improvements and investments in reliability, cybersecurity, and safety, while remembering our foundation is in the communities we serve. Building on the relationships with our power suppliers, who have a commitment to continue a balanced generation approach to meet our members' expectations for clean, affordable, and reliable energy. The cooperative advantage will be more valuable than ever as we will continue to be led by our members who understand our rural communities. We will continue to invest margins back to our members while ensuring the financial strength of the cooperative carries on. As we have reflected on the accomplishments of previous members over the past 80 years, future members may regard our partnerships with fellow cooperatives, investments in new technologies, infrastructure, and talented employees as the reasons Southwest was able to successfully accomplish its mission of service to our rural communities.